Good morning students. Today we will be performing the restriction digestion practical. Myself Ivavi Prabha and Kokila madam will be demonstrating the restriction digestion practical. So before directly going to the restriction digestion practical, let me give a brief introduction to the restriction endonucleases. So restriction endonucleases are the enzymes that cleave double-stranded DNA. These enzymes they recognize the specific sequences and cleave at specific site. They are present in prokaryotes in order to provide immunity against DNA from foreign sources like bacteriophages by cleaving the foreign DNA at specific restriction sites. The host DNA is protected from cleavage because specific restriction sites are modified by methylation at one of the bases in the site, making the site no longer a substrate for restriction enzyme cleavage. So with this introduction, now we'll move on to the materials required for the practical. So what are the materials provided in the kit? Let me tell. So the enzymes. So today we'll be performing the restriction digestion by taking IND3 enzyme. So you need to have the IND3 enzymes, DNA ladder, IND3 assay buffer, lambda DNA, gel loading dye, TAE buffer, agarose, nucleus free water, ethidium bromide. Along with that you require UV trans illuminator, incubator, micropipettes and agarose gel electrophoresis unit. So now next we will move on to that of the setting up of the reaction mixture required for the practical. So you need to set up the mixture by taking the components in respective volume as shown in the tabular column. So first you need to take the nucleus free water of 30 microliter followed by 10x assay buffer 4 microliter, DNA 4 microliter, enzyme that is HIND3 2 microliter and the total volume will be 40 microliter. So next Kokila madam will be explaining like how to handle these reagents and the whole practical setup process.
So ma'am has told you what and all components are required. So I'll tell you how practically you should handle while doing the experiments. So before you start up anything, you have to spin down all the components what you have got in the kit. Here what is being spin down is the DNA sample. So why do we do spin down? We do spin down so that if by mistake the components are at the volume what is given in the kit will be very small. So if the components are on the lid of the Eppendorf vial, they all will come down. Once it comes down, so first what is aspirating is the DNA. You have to set up the volume of the pipette to the required amount and take carefully the DNA out. The DNA sample can be a lambda DNA sample as in our experiment or any other DNA sample, and put that into a clean Eppendorf vial which is autoclaved. And while handling the Eppendorf vial also you have to be very careful. You have to take the tip of the Eppendorf tip to the end of the Eppendorf vial, release all the content, label the Eppendorf vial and then keep it in the tray provided. So once you have added the DNA, the rest of the components you have to add to the same vial and then that will be incubated. So once you add the DNA, don't forget to label it and then keep the vial in the Eppendorf vial stand. So next will be the assay buffer. Assay buffer what will be given will be in freezed state. You have to thaw it completely. Once it is completely thawed, it should be free of any particle. So once it is completely thawed, means it will become liquid. You have to take that assay buffer, the required volume what has been given in your assay setup is 4 microliter. That is the assay buffer what is provided will be 10x assay buffer. Carefully open the lid and take out 4 microliter from the assay buffer vial and then add it to the Eppendorf vial which contains the DNA very carefully. Since it is very small volume, you can take to the corner where the DNA sample is there and slowly release the sample and mix the sample with the same tip. Once you mix the sample, while discarding you have to be very careful you are not taking out the sample and discard the tip. Now the next component will be your enzyme. This enzymes can be a single digest or double digest, as what we are doing is a single digest, that is Hindi 3, and you can add many other enzymes if they are compatible with the same buffer. If they are not compatible with the same buffer, you have to add some other buffer and set up a new reaction. Now you before adding the enzyme, add the required amount of water, that is 30 microliter in your reaction mixture. Take the appropriate tip, set up the volume of the pipette to 30 microliter, take the water and mix it with your in the same Eppendorf vial which contains the DNA and the buffer. And after releasing, you mix it 2 or 3 times and discard the tip. Every time you have to take the fresh tip so that you do not contaminate the stock vials. Now now what we are adding is the enzyme. Carefully pipette out the enzyme, that is 2 microliter of the enzyme. You should be careful that the tip is not overloaded with enzyme, because these restriction enzymes are known to show the star activity. So carefully release the tip of the enzyme which contains the extra enzyme and then add to the same Eppendorf vial. Now once you add to the same Eppendorf vial, you gently mix the reaction with the same tip and then discard the tip. While mixing, you can increase the reaction volume. What you have taken will be 2 microliter. So increase the volume of the pipette to 10 microliter and then mix the reaction content so that the enzyme which will contain the stabilizing agent, glycerol and all, will mix up in the reaction volume properly, and then you keep it aside. So in similar way you can set up 3 to 4 reactions, and that will be your reaction vials. So once you set up this reaction, you have to incubate these vials at 37 degrees Celsius for 1 hour as provided in the kit protocol, or if you add more enzyme you can vary the time also. So followed by this will be parallelly you have to prepare the visualization of the sample, how you will do, that is by agarose gel electrophoresis. This is the unit of agarose gel electrophoresis that contains a power pack. So you can see this is the power pack, and then this is the unit where you will put the gel, and what is observed is here is the agarose gel. What has been provided in your protocol is 0.7% agarose gel, that is made up not in water, it is made up in 1x TAE buffer. And how do you prepare this? You have to first take up the given 10x TAE buffer, dilute the 10x TAE to 1x TAE, and then add 0.7 weight by volume of agarose, that is 0.7 grams of agarose in 100 ml of water. Boil nicely and pour into this casting tray. What has been given is here the casting tray. Now the unit will contain, I'll show you, the unit will contain this small running system. This will contain a holding platform for your agarose gel, and there are wires with the green arrows. What is been showing, that is those are platinum wires through which you can confirm that there is electricity conducting when you start the run. And also you have electrodes, a cathode, and the other side will be the anode. Now you know the DNA will be negatively charged, so they move from negatively charged side to the positively charged anode, and you have to place your casting tray which you have already solidified with agarose, and then add the 1x TAE buffer. So now the gel, when we are making, we have to boil the agarose, and then you have to cool down to 55 degrees and add ETBR, which is the visualizing agent, and solidify the gel. Now while adding the buffer, you have to add the buffer to the extent where it's just above the gel. Since like not one person will be doing the experiment, you have replicates of the same Hindi 3 digest, so many samples will be there. Set up the pipette to 40 microliters volume, and then add gel loading dye to the Eppendorf vial to arrest the reaction, pipette out all the 40 microliter from the Eppendorf vial and then load it onto the gel. That is agarose gel what is being set up. So this is how it is loaded. Since the dye contains glycerol and a visualizing dye bromophenol blue, so it will be denser because of the density of glycerol. It will pull down the sample concentrated into the wells. In the similar way, you have to load to all the sample. How many number, like if the batch has 10 groups, so all the 10 samples you can load. So here what is shown is the 5 samples. So once everything is loaded, you have to connect to the power pack. So close the lid of the running unit with the appropriate color code for specific electrodes, anode and cathode, and then connect the wires to the power pack. So this is the terminals, the red and the black. You connect the respective wires containing red and the black color to the power pack, and then you switch on the power pack. So once the power pack is switched on, you can set up the current in terms of volts or milliamps. What is being shown here in terms of volts, you set up the volts to 50 or 100. Since we need a faster run, so we'll set up the volts to 100. You can set up a timer also, like 60 minutes or 30 minutes, once you know like how long the gel has to be run, and then press run. So once you press run, you can see these bubbles appearing in the electrophoresis unit. That means the current is passing from one side to the other side. So once this you confirm that the bubbles are running, that there is positively the samples will be moving. So now you can see the movement of the tracking die also. Sometimes some buffers does not give bubbles, so you can track in terms of this bromophenol blue tracking die. Allow this run to happen to 60 minutes or till the die is run 3/4 or till the end for better separation of the fragments. Once the die is run enough, further will be observation of your results, which will be explained by Vijaya ma'am.
So now we have come to the end of the practical, that is the results and interpretation of the restriction digestion practical. So here you know that lambda DNA is a linear double strand DNA which consists of about approximately 48,000 base pairs, and HIND3 has 7 recognition sites. So HIND3 on complete digestion results in 8 DNA fragments of different molecular weights. So these fragment sizes we can see with the numbers very clearly in the photograph which you are seeing towards the left hand side. So the first fragment is of 23,130 base pair, second one 9,416, third one 6,557, fourth one 4,361, fifth one 2,322, sixth one 2,027, seventh one 564 base pairs, and last one is 125 base pairs. So in that photograph, the last one is run out of the gel. So in the gel picture, finally you need to take out the gel carefully by wearing gloves, and you need to place it on the UV trans illuminator. So once when you switch on the UV trans illuminator machine, you can visualize the bands of respective molecular weight sizes, and it can be seen as orange colored bands. So that is due to the addition of the ethidium bromide, so which gives us the orange fluorescence band when it is placed in the UV trans illuminator. So the last one which consists of 125 base pair fragment, it is very small, and you can see very mild color band at the bottom of the gel or bottom of the gel, which is shown there. So this is how we can perform the restriction digestion practical in the laboratory. So with this we have come to the end. Thank you.
Thank you.